Welcome to DSEJ Home Classes. Dear students, have you ever heard a story about a father who has 7 daughters? He does not mind handing over his daughters to an irresponsible, immature, and coward man. He considers his daughters as burden and wants to get rid of his daughters. Same is the story we are going to read today about a father whose name is Mr. Kondrashkin, who has 7 daughters, and the name of this story is The Suitor and Papa, written by Anton Chekhov. I have divided the story into 4 categories. First is the theme of the story. Second, about the plot. And third part is art of characterization or characters in the story. And the last part is the summary of the story, The Suitor and Papa. Theme of the story. The Suitor and Papa describes the futility of marriage, relationships, and family in European society. It depicts a contemporary society in which marriage is given secondary importance rather than job and employment. The theme has been worked out from the life of a young man named Pyotr Petrovich Milkin. He is a regular visitor to the house of Kondrashkins. About the plot of the story. Anton Chekhov, the author of the story, tells the story of a young man who spends his time in a pastoral setting visiting Kondrashkin's house. He is friendly with one of his 7 daughters, Nastya. He appears to be in love with Nastya. He spends whole days with Nastya's family like an ardent suitor. People think that the two will get married. Even Nastya's father, Mr. Kondrashkin, has this opinion. There are 4 characters in the story. Pyotr Petrovich Milkin. He is a young man. Anastasia Kirillovna. She is Kondrashkin's daughter. Our third character is Kondrashkin, who is Anastasia's father and a liar. And our fourth character is Dr. Fitoe, who is a psychiatrist and close friend of Pyotr Petrovich Milkin. The story begins with Pyotr Petrovich Milkin attending a dance party in summer. He had been going around with Nastya, one of Kondrashkin's daughters. Seeing this, most people thought that Milkin and Nastya are lovers and would marry. Milkin's friends started asking him about their marriage, but Milkin was not serious about getting married. Well, he had been intimate with Nastya, dined almost every evening, walked together, but Milkin had no plans of marrying Nastya. Seeing this, his friends and father, Mr. Kondrashkin, would force him to marry the girl who loved him. Milkin decides to leave the place. So he goes to Nastya's home and meets her father Kondrashkin. He informs that he would be leaving the next day. Kondrashkin was shocked to hear that. He calls it dishonest. He requests Milkin to propose to Nastya. At this time, Milkin presents a number of reasons to evade the issue of marriage with Nastya. Milkin admits that they have different views and convictions. Kondrashkin counters this argument by saying that all men and women have different views, that he would never meet any woman who shared the same views and convictions. Kondrashkin further says that after their marriage, the rough edges would be rubbed off and there will be no difference in life. Milkin says that he was unworthy of Nastya because he was a poor man. The crafty Kondrashkin laughs at this. He reminds Milkin that he was a salaried man by the grace of God. Milkin again fails and he comes up with another excuse that he is a drunkard. Kondrashkin says he did not believe this. Milkin realizes that Kondrashkin was determined to get him married to Nastya. Suddenly, he says he took bribes. Kondrashkin again laughs. He rebuts by saying that everyone in the world took bribes. Milkin feels like being disarmed and defeated at that moment. Milkin goes a little more dramatic and says that he could anytime be arrested for embezzlement as he was on trial. Kondrashkin asked Milkin how much amount he had embezzled. 144,000 ruble. Kondrashkin goes silent for a while and predicts that Milkin will be sent to Siberian prison if he is caught. He says that Nastya will follow him to Siberia as her love is pure. He asked Milkin to propose to her daughter Nastya. Milkin's brain tinkles once again and he says that he would be tried not only for embezzlement but also for forgery. The smart Kondrashkin laughs because there will be the same punishment for the two crimes. Milkin now says he is a runaway convict. To this, Kondrashkin asked why he has not been arrested yet. Milkin said he was living under a false name, so it will not be easy to arrest him. Kondrashkin then said that he would continue to live under false name till his death. He then said he was an honest man as he had repented ages ago. He told him to get married. Milkin began to sweat. He was very nervous. He wanted to leave the place in a disgraceful manner. He was about to rush towards the door. At that very moment, a thought occurred in his mind. Milkin told Kondrashkin that he was mad. Kondrashkin is no such fool that he believes it. He said that madmen cannot argue so logically. Milkin said that some men are crazy for certain spells but are no different from ordinary people in between. Kondrashkin still did not believe this. Milkin offered to bring a certificate of madness from a doctor. Kondrashkin said that he would leave the certificate at North Milkin. Milkin ran away to his friend Dr. Fitui. At that time, the doctor was straightening his hair after a quarrel with his wife. Milkin urges doctor to certify him mad to avoid getting married to Nastya. Dr. Fitui said that he could not certify Milkin mad because anyone who does not want to get married is not a madman but very sound and wise. When he wants to get married, he should come to him for a certificate. It would be obvious that he had gone stark staring mad. This was all about the summary of the story, The Suitor and Papa. Hope you have understood. Vocabulary portion in your textbook. These are some of the idioms and phrases from the story. You have to match them with their right meanings from the box below at page number 8 of your textbook. This is the second part of the vocabulary. Complete the following sentences choosing the most appropriate idioms from the list below. Look at these idioms. To fill these idioms in the blanks, it is important for you to know the meaning of these idioms. I have written the meaning of these idioms. Look at these idioms and their meanings. Dear students, here is the page 10 of your textbook. Look at this paragraph which is without punctuation marks. We have to put suitable punctuation marks in this paragraph to punctuate it. And this is taken from the story The Suitor and Papa. It is third paragraph of your story. And here is this paragraph with punctuation marks highlighted. As you know, punctuation is a set of symbols and marks which are used to clarify the meaning in text by separating strings of words into clauses, phrases, and sentences. And by using these marks and signs, we have punctuated this paragraph in your textbook. At last, we will discuss about the study skills at page number 12, in which there are some words. With the help of dictionary, we can write the meaning of these words. Some of the words are formal and some are informal in the study skills. I have written the meaning of these words for you. Look at the meanings of these words and try to make sentences by using these words. Hope you have enjoyed the reading and listening of the story The Suitor and Papa, written by Anton Chiku. Stay home, stay safe. Good luck to you.